Hey guys, it's Sean from Handmade by Moonlight. I know we're all kind of locked up in our houses now with the scary virus that's going around, that coronavirus. So I was sitting here thinking, well, what can I do? I made a little introductory kind of a movie today about fire starter, making stuff that we just have lying around or that we would also consider garbage, and things that nature give us. Yeah, so watch that video. It's really good. But this video today is about making something that will protect my magnifying glass, because I have a lot of small print items that come across my desk, and I like to know what I'm reading or what something's going to do to me if I sign it or if I take it. So I am going to make something that will protect this, but the same thing I'm going to make to cover this can be used in so many different ways, and there's no end to how you can make the cover. It's also, some people will call it a sachet bag, and that's exactly what it is. I've made sachet bags, except that I use thread instead of yarn. Well, today I'm using yarn. So I'm just using some scrappy leftover stuff that I had from a project over from Christmas. And I have a size F hook. You can use a bigger hook if you want, depending on what you're going to put in it. If you're going to put loose, small veins, I can warn you now, make sure you tie them up in a Kleenex. Tie them off in a Kleenex before you put them in, because those little things will fall out of it, especially if you're putting dried flowers. Don't just put them in there without making a little inside kind of a deal to hold it in. Anyway, let's get started on this. I'm going to bring this over here. Now, I did start already. This is a chain of 15. And the reason I got 15 is because my magnifying glass, from that edge to this edge, is 15. And as I go around, and this is going to be worked in rounds, so make sure that you have a stitch marker or something, a safety pin, whatever, to mark the first stitch of a new go round. All right, so this is what I used, 15, to go over this. So that's the reason this video is the size that it is. You can always make it a bigger size. It is such a simple pattern, anybody can do it. But I want some of the beginners, new people who haven't crocheted that much or don't know what to do besides wash rags, because that's something we do get stuck in, is the wash rags. Okay, so we have the chain of 15. If you don't know how to chain 15, please go back to my beginner's video, a very simple single crochet video. It shows you how to do this. So today, though, I'm just going to start with your basic starting chain of 15. All right. All right, so now I am not going to chain, I'm taking that back. I am going to chain one extra, so that would be 16, but I'm not going to count that one because it's going to go here to get us started on our round. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to go all the way down for a total of 15 single crochets. So let's just do this real quick. I'm not that quick at this because I'm having to look in my viewfinder in order to crochet. It is so odd, as I've said before. And I actually did get my camera, but I think this iPhone actually is better. So I'm going to make my inside videos with this iPhone, and I'm going to use the other one for outside videos, because I do other things besides craft. Let's see. So going across, and you get your round started here. Now I am going to take a second here to gauge this and make sure that it's still going to be the right size for my there's that. All right, so now I'm going to make sure this is still going to cover my magnifying glass the way I want it to. It is. It may even grow a little bit as we go around, and that's okay. All right, so now we're going to not crochet one. We're going to go into this, the one over here, at the end, right here where the string is at. There's that little hole up in there. We're going to go right in there and do another single crochet. We're going to weave that tail in as we go. So hang on to that tail. Keep it right there on top. Okay, so now we've done the first crochet of this round. So please mark that with your safety pin, your thread, your stitch marker, so that we don't lose track of our rounds, because I don't normally keep track of rounds, but I do want to include this for beginners. So it's just a matter of getting it to where you like it. Okay, so keep that one, and then we're going to move on and continue those next stitches. Hang on here. I'm having a hard time seeing what I just did. Okay, so now we're going to go to this next loop. And those loops are kind of hard to see, so let me show you again. Okay, there's these little strings right here. You see those? You can go right up underneath those. It's just one string. And pull your thread through. Go to the top of that tail. We don't need that tail sticking out, and it's better to weave it in now. And then just continue doing that all the way down the row. And just keep track. And then you're going to go all the way around doing this. All the way around until you get to that stitch marker. And that's when we'll move up. And when I move up, I don't make another extra stitch. So I do things a little bit differently than other people, and that's fine. If you like doing it differently with your rounds, that's okay. For the more advanced people, you know, that's we know we all have our own ways of doing things, and that's okay. So here we are down here. Try not to crochet too tightly. You can find your tension however you want, and I am just trying to keep things a little on the loose side, because I do want a little bit of movement in this to be pretty flexible. Okay, so here we go. Now, we are coming around here. Oh, that guy. We are coming around here to where we're going to go around. Okay, you see this now? So now you're going to go right into this end. It was actually the turning chain. You're going to go right in there. And you're going to crochet right into that turning chain. And that's going to be your side. Okay? All right, so now we're going to go up here. And we will do the upper loop on this. It's one of those odd, there, I'm just going to put it in there and make sure it goes through. That's all I care about. All right, so I'm not a perfectionist. You're going to know this for a while. I don't care. I'm just one of those, I just want to crochet. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that's something you're going to learn about me. It bothers some people, I'm sure, but I'm not a perfectionist. So you're just going to keep going around. And don't worry about that little tail anymore. You can let it pop out if you want, or you can continue holding it in there and going around. And that way we don't have to ever look at it again. All right, so here we are, going around, And we're going to continue doing this for a while. I mean, until we get it where I want it to be tall enough to cover from about here to the top. So you can see it's going to be, I don't know how many rounds. I'll know when I get there. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you how many rounds it took me to do that. All right. I'll be back when I'm just keep going in rounds like we have been. Single crochet all the way around. And remember, here, you know what I need to do though, is take you around to that next where you go up. That's the one thing I forgot to do. I don't want to leave you hanging, so let me finish this with you. And then I will start a whole nother video because I don't know how to pause an iPhone. To let me make this in increments. I can with my video camera, but for whatever reason, it won't let me with this one. So, all right, so here we are, coming up here. Okay, now this is our first stitch, okay, up here. So we're going to take that out. Something tells me I might have had the wrong stitch there. I did. All right, well, this is the first stitch of the new round, okay? So now we're going to stitch into that one. Now you're going to move your stitch marker into the stitch you just made. And you literally take that one out as you before you stitch into it, and then take it, put it back in the stitch that you just made with me right there. If I can maneuver this thing in there, it'll be a miracle because I'm not. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so now from here you just keep going around. Just keep going around like we have been. And then when you get to that stitch marker again, remember, take it out, stitch into it, and then put that stitch marker right back in to the new stitch. Okay? All right. I will see you in the end. So I'm thinking about, well, this is 2. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm thinking 12 rounds for now. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. I got 17 rows here, and that's what it took me to get this on my reading glass, whatever you want to call it. And that's about 17 rows. Now or maybe, yeah, 17 rows. I do have another row to go because I need to put in where we're going to put the ties. So we're going to do a thing called the post stitch. And that one's going to leave an opening with spaces in between. And that way we can weave a little piece of ribbon in, or we can just crochet one with some more of the yarn that we're already using. So either way, if you got ribbon, good. Okay, so we're going to do the post stitch, but we're going to be using a new stitch for the beginners, and that's a double crochet. And I will show you those as we get to them, okay? But for now, I need to finish this row because now we're going to get back to that first stitch. So let's get back and finish this stitch up. Alright, so going right in here. And we're going to go through. having a slight problem here. Okay, so there we go. Let me get that back in there now. Okay, so we're at that stitch. Then we're going to move our marker back in, even though we don't really need it, but well, we do, because we do want to know where that last, so it's even. Get this thing turned around. I hate being in my way. Okay, so here we're going to crochet a chain of 2. Actually, we're going to do 3, because I want to leave a fairly decent space. Okay, so then, you see we're in our first spot still. Now we're going to skip 2 and crochet in the 3rd. And we're just going to single crochet. And then we're going to stitch 2. 3. Excuse me, we're doing 3s, aren't we? Alright, so we're going to do the same thing in the 3rd one. I hope that my math came out right, because I don't know if it was, but I think it is. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. We're not going to do the double. I just realized we're not going to do the double because I'm doing this differently than what I did it in my head. 3. So it is just a single crochet. No new stitch, but I will get to new stitches here soon. Now that we're all on lockdown here in Oregon, where I live, it's pretty much a given that I'll probably be doing more videos with my crafts and other ways of living on a nickel. Some of you lucky living on a dime. Great. I have 2 nickels I can rub together. I might be able to make a spark. I just made a video of using lint and toilet paper tubes to make fire starters. Really cool video. It's really short, but there's also some other stuff in there. Well, it's one other thing, which I think some of you might actually like. If you like that video, go over or take a look at that video if you're interested. And then please like my page and share it with people. I'm trying to get my pages up to 1,000 viewers so I can do live feed with this, and that would be fun. A crochet along. Some of the ideas I've had for this page or this channel is a lot of different things. I have essential oils. I have, lotions that I make. Other ideas that are coming up. But I thought mystery patterns would be kind of fun. I know other pages do them, other channels do them, but I thought, man, that's fun. You don't know what you're making unless you've made it before. And you probably will know. And, then you will, oh crud, something happened here. I didn't have my full loop. Yeah, no, that's not good. Okay, let's get back here. Still have, no, I only have 3 there. Hang on, a little glitch. 1, 2, 3. Try to do my best on these videos, so I don't have to trim them or anything, because I don't know how. So you're going to see all my bloopers, unless I decide on a whim that I'm just going to make a brand new video. It has to be pretty bad. Alright, so it looks like math didn't come out quite right, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, because it's not going to make that big of a difference. 2, 3, and then right here, see where this one started? I want to go right in there. And then we're going to do a slip stitch for the new folks, which means you put your yarn, you don't put your yarn over until you get through that stitch. And that stitch, it's right where this chain's starting. There is a space right there. It's kind of right there at the top of the one that hooks in. And then you just pull it through. And then you're going to just pull that through, because I want to lock those off right now. So now what we can do is we can cut it here, or I can go around it in a slip stitch all the way around to reinforce. That will help these stand up, but I don't think I'm going to do that because it looks really good just the way it is. And there's plenty of space there to do the cinching, and that works. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut it here. That's if I can get my yarn to come through. It's really being goofy. Alright, well, anyway, I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen and move on. So I'm going to clip it there. You can go around the top. For the people who know what I'm talking about, you can do that if you wish. I will show you how to blend this into the bag, even though it's on a top of a post. So don't worry about that. For the beginners who might be following along, that'll get taken care of. All right, so now we have the bag, and the bag is a perfect fit for this, except I don't want it to be without a tie. I want to keep it on there pretty snug. I don't want it sliding off. And although this is pretty much a perfect fit, it's on there. It's on there. I still want to keep it. I like the tie on it. I'm just going to say it. So I am going to just show y'all, for the ones who are just learning to crochet, you can take your yarn and start your, and then you can make a chain, and you can make your chain, you're going to make your chain pretty, not real long, but enough for where it's going to go through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 30. Okay, so let's do 30. Now, I'm not going to cut my yarn yet. I want to run this end through and make sure, run this down here, this way. And so you just, kind of whatever you want to lace it in, you want it out or out and in. Makes no difference, but just make sure you hit each space. Pulling it through, and then draw that up, and we'll see if we have enough of a chain. So you're just weaving it in and out of these spaces. So we do not have enough with 30. 30 is not enough. We have quite a bit to go around and not very much left. So take where I cut it, or did not cut it. It's still one piece. I know it's probably going to need at least 15 more. So let's just go 15. Even if it's a little too long, so what? That's not a problem. That's actually pretty good to leave it a little longer. So let's just add another 15 to your chain of 30. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 15. Okay. So now we got 15. Pull a big loop in that so it doesn't just get pulled out. We are going to be yanking this through here a bit. Okay. Alright, so we'll go in, back out. I didn't put these in the middle like I should have. I just was trying to see how things would go here. We are going to have to do this a little bit differently. So your tie is in the center, so that is aesthetically pleasing to the eye. There's one thing I can't stand is when I make things sloppy, when they're not aesthetically pretty to my eye. I just can't stand it. I just can't stand myself for doing such a disastrous thing. Now some of them, they look cute over here on the side. Now I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I've been wrong all along. Maybe I should have been tying it off on the side, because that's pretty darn cute. So, all right, so now we have enough to go around, but ask yourself, do you want to tie these off? How do you want to tie these off? Because they need to be big enough to where they're not just going to keep slipping through. Or you can put beads on the end of this and then tie it in a knot, you know, a nice knot down here. But you need to add more length to this in order to do that. So it's up to you what you want to do with these. Me, I'm going to make mine a little bit longer, and I think I am going to keep it tied to the side just to prove to myself that I'm going to add about 10. So, okay, so I had 30, I added 15, it gave me 45, so I'm at 55 on this chain. All right, that'll work. That's pretty that way. All right, so now I'm going to cut this right here. I'm going to leave a good tail. Slide that through and pull it tight. All right. Now, I've got this where it actually starts in the same place that it began. That's how the count came out. And so you put that in the middle, move it over, restart it, and work it into the center more. I'm going to try it off to the side just to see how I like it. And then I'm going to show beginners how to... Alright, so here we go. We've got it on here. Looks really good. Let's cinch this tight. Oops, I got to hold up. Wrong thing. Trying to pull on that string that needs to get... Alright, so there it is. It is officially finished, basically, other than weaving. And there it is. But I want to show you this. This may be a small little bag. It doesn't more than a couple of inches, a few inches wide. But you want to know you can do so much more with this than you know. You have, let's say, excessive pieces of crochet that you want to keep. Maybe not scattered around in your purse. Let's say you got your needles. The needles are a little long, but there's nothing you couldn't still cinch tight enough to keep it in place. Alright, so you can use it as a little pocket. You can use it for a little kid. Give a kid something in here. Give them some quarters or pennies or whatever. And there was something else. Oh, one thing too, which I would like, is I do take meds for various different reasons. But, you know, if you want to take your pills over to your friends, or you got pills you need to carry with you, but you don't want them have to, I don't know about y'all, but I've got a really deep, like, satchel bag purse. So this will fit about 2 bottles of pills. So maybe it's something you don't want to have to search for in the bottom of your purse. Slide it right in there. This thing has quite a bit of give to it. It will fit. And then just kind of pull it tight as you can. Tie it off. You know, this is a nice way to keep your stuff together. So you reach in and you feel this, you know you've got what you came for. So let's just take that out. And then I have essential oils. I love essential oils. I have a lot of essentials. And I make a lot of my own essentials. A lot of times I'll have bottles. Well, I want to transport my little bottles and my other little things. I put it right up in here. And this is going to keep it upwards. I can tie it to one of my purse straps on the inside. Those little metal pieces where they attach. Tie that in there, and that thing is not going to get spilled. It's not going to tip over. You're not going to search for it. It is there, and it is. Put your little essential oils in them and travel. I mean, there's just no end to what you can do. You know, and you can make it bigger. I made this, I think it was 15 across, and I only made it 18 high. 18 high. So here, you know, I just did this for my reading glass because I can't see everything little. And now I'm just going to pull that thing shut, and it's good. It's covered. It's safe. It's not going to get all scratched up. It's not going to filthy anymore. All right. Now let's get on to this business now of stitching in these tails, especially on these. One thing I could say is, and it would probably be better, but I need to figure out how to do it, so I'm going to have to think about what I'm doing before I do it. But for now, let's just get this yarn needle out. I was thinking maybe you could take what's left of this tail and do let's just try it. Take your hook and then, you know, move this, make that loop up here high. And then, I wonder if this would work. One way to find out. Start slip stitch. Oh wait, I got that too high. I think. No, that's right. Or, no, it's not. It's not right. Okay, I can't do that. I was thinking slip stitching all the way across. It's probably what I should have done before I cut it off. Alright, so let's get a bigger needle. I'm having technical difficulties with the other one. I keep moving this camera closer and closer. You're going to be right on the table here in a second. Alright, so let's take the ends of these little guys, fold them in half, and slide it right through there. I got a plastic hook today. Just the first one I grabbed. Alright, now with this, you're going to want to go through the threads. You know, it's a lot of plies of little threads. You want to put them through these things because that will keep them from falling back out. So you're going to want to work them through the threads and not through the centers, but the thread itself of this yarn. And you're going to want to do this several times as you're going up it. Just try to work it as good as you can. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. There's one. Slid it right off of there. Okay, and I'm going to do one more because that's probably actually pretty good right there. But I've had things fall out on me before doing this way, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen to me again, because I could not fix what I did before because I didn't have enough of a tail. So I want to make sure I do it better. This way I'm going to go back down to where I was starting, through the threads, and right out the bottom, trying to anyway. Get right out the bottom there. Alright, well, we'll just go that way then. This is not going to let me do what I want to do. Now you're going to clip this as close as you can to your work without cutting your work. This way you don't see it. And you can pull on it. It's not going to pop out of there. So that's that's the way to do that. And I hope you could see it. Let's do the other one just to be sure. Some people, if you have a better way of doing this and you know of a way, this is just the way I've done it. I don't follow patterns that much. I kind of go off on that. I find patterns, I do them, and then I build something, some kind of idea that came to my mind with that particular stitch. Oh, this is the one that's on the post itself. Okay, so where it stops, where you tied it off on the top, this is for the bag itself. I got the wrong piece. Let's just go ahead and do this. Get this out of your way, you can see better. All right, so right here is where you tied off. Now you're going to go back down that post and into the bag, down below that last row before the posts, before those spaces were made. Pull it down. Just pull it right around down there. And then readjust up here. It's fine. And then you're going to want to go kind of zigzaggy now across the top. Kind of, see, it's really hard to see. This yarn is shiny. My room has not got the best of light. All right, so kind of gonna go on a downward. I don't think you can see this. All right, so pull that in again. All right, and now we're gonna go again right through these threads and then down through the next set of threads. Ugh, there we go. I know some people go across their work. All right, so now I've got this where it came down. Now I'm going to go back up, right next to it. Right next to it. Feed it right back through those because you are going to overlap yarn and all these fibers that you're feeding it through. There's no way you're going to mess it up. I have done this and I've never had tails fall out since I started working this through the actual threads of the yarn. Squeak. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here we go. We've got that up there. You can't really see your stitch. And now I'm going to go back down one more time. I'm going to go back and around. I'm going to leave a loop up here. And then I'm going to take my needle, go back through that loop, and I'm going to pull this off. Just like that. Okay? Now, the way to tuck this in, it's pretty... Oh, I hope I did not. Oh, I did not. Whew. I was so worried I might have crocheted my strap right in there. All right, so the way to cut this now, we don't cut it yet, you want to take the string down away from that knot, just a little, and you're just going to go on the outside of this knot, like you're going back down through it, but on the side, and go right back down, underneath it, pull it, keep it pretty close proximity, make sure you don't crochet your strap in, because that's what I did. I thought I'd done. Alright, so then pull that back down. Now you're going to cut it as close as you can to your work. Again, close as you can. Alright. Now you pull on that, and you're not going to get any tail. Alright, now, this is the one I was supposed to be doing. Now, this is... We're going to do this again, okay? You go in the stitch, but you're also going through the fibers of the yarn. I don't know if I'm saying that right, and if you're catching what I'm doing. It is kind of one of those tedious work things. Pull this through. Alright, and then continue down a couple more stitches. going to turn back around and head back towards the top of that again. Put on the other side and through the stitches again, just like that. And you're going to pull down. Now, you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to loop, tie a knot back through the loop. Now, let's make sure that we don't mess. If it gets a little tight, just go ahead and give that yank on the very tip of it. Give it a yank, it'll straighten it back out. And then you can make the adjustment. Now I'm gonna, because I tied the knot in there, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I tied the knot, like I just got married or something. Knot. Oh, we lost our yarn. All right, let's make sure our yarn is through the eye of the needle. That's a very important part of this. Right through there. Any way you can. Don't be afraid to get some spit on it if you got to. Do what you got to do. All right, now we're going to pull that through. Okay, now we don't care if it falls out of the needle because we're done. All right. Now we're going to cut it off again as close to our work as possible. All right, there we have it. Okay guys, it's been a really good day for me, productive. I got a lot of things done today, made a few videos, and I didn't get coronavirus again because I'm staying home, staying put and being safe. Okay, y'all have a good day, and anytime you want to like and share videos, please do. Share with your friends. Subscribe, have them subscribe. I'm trying to get 1,000 viewers so I can do live streams and do crochet alongs a little easier than this business. All right? All right. This is Shawn from Handmade with Moonlight, and I'm signing out.